Ready to hit the pause button on your parenting fails? Ready to feel better about your parenting? Welcome to Parenting Pause, the podcast, where all of you is welcome. Enjoy our new format, offering you weekly inspirations to support you in being the parent you want to be. I'm Leslie Potter, the founder of the Pure Joy Way, a mother, a parent coach, and a fellow traveler on this journey to wake up in our parenting. And I believe together we can make this a better world for ourselves and our kiddos. Good morning, lovies. On my walk this morning, I was listening to one of my favorite teachers, Shanti, and I was really touched, as I often am by him, by his talk today about, his was around awakening and enlightenment. And of course, I always kind of lay that back over into parenting for myself. And he was just talking so much about, how easy it is when we drop our agendas. And yet our agendas and our conditioning and our beliefs are what are always in the way of actually standing in the face of reality. And I just, find that so true for me in my parenting. I find, when I have my agendas or I want to be a good mother or all these things that are in my mind, it's like this huge cloud in front of me that I can't find who I am and I can't find my deep value to relate to my daughter in a kind way, relate to myself in a kind way, and relate to her. And when I am able to drop my agendas or work with my agendas and own them as mine, what I find is this incredible space opens up where I just become so curious. I become so alive and so present in my experience of wanting to know my child, wanting to know who she is, how she works, what she needs, what creates safety for her. I mean, my curiosity just gets it's just alive and present. And this is for me when parenting gets very, very easy, because the focus again has left from my own self story of who I am or who I'm not, or am I a good mother, or she's going to turn into this or that. When I'm in that kind of self-reference and that obsessive story about I've got to do this right and I got to be a good parent and I got to teach her, it's like I'm walking in with this huge cloud around me. Needing my daughter to fulfill all of those things, so then maybe I could actually show up and be curious about her. It's pretty wild to watch that when I could just be sitting in my room and she might be in her room and just doing her computer, and then all of a sudden my mind might come up and go, well, she's frying her brain, or, I need to go in there and tell her, or she needs to get off and she needs to do this. And that's the cloud. It just starts building and building and building and building. And then I lose all curiosity about how is she over there? What's she doing? Does she feel happy? Does she feel connected with her world? And so when I go in that, barrage of that cloud, my daughter very quickly closes the door and shuts me out. And then, of course, that creates a whole nother barrage of I'm not important and she's rejecting me and abandoning me, disrespectful, all these things come up. And then the next cloud comes out onto her. So it's all just about me. Everything in my parenting then becomes about me, and am I doing it right? And how do I look? So I've learned so deeply when I can turn back in and be with myself, and there is a lot going on in here, and I know there is for all of you. I have all my conditioning, I have all my agendas, I have all my fears. Everything is over here. But when I'm able to come back in and safe seat and offer kindness to myself and really get clear that in reality, we're in this moment. I had a client yesterday. He was so cute. He said, what if your daughter was a meth addict? And I just looked at him and I said, but she's not a meth addict. Why would I even go there? The truth is, my daughter is here now, and that's what I want to do. And he says, I know, but if she was a meth addict, what would you do? And it was like, well, I don't really want to go into non-truths. I don't really want to project out to who she's going to be or how she's going to be, because that's not reality. The reality is that my daughter's here. My reality is that I'm here and that I have an opportunity every single moment to be with myself and then to show up with my daughter in a very curious, loving, open, and available place. It's always available to me. But the minute I project on, like with school right now, she's not doing as well in school, and so that means she won't get into college, and then she da 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 da. There's that agenda again, and it just, again, like I say, it's this big fog cloud, kind of like Pigpen. No, his is over his head, but mine's like all around me. And I'm going in, and again, my daughter, I'm just so desperately needing her to show me that I'm good, that I'm okay, that I'm doing the right thing. So, I don't know if any of you have this experience. I imagine you do, because I've talked with a lot of you. But this is the work for me, again, is it's I don't know if it's to drop the agendas, but it's to own the agendas, that they're mine, and to really be with myself in such a loving way. It's not to shame myself or feel bad for that. I mean, it's what I was raised with, it's my conditioning. But to be so incredibly kind and get so incredibly clear that when I enter into my daughter's space, and she will let me, your kids will let you know. My daughter immediately shuts me out when I'm coming in with the big clouds, and it's like, then if another cloud gets started, I'm really not taking that responsibility. So again, my question always gets is, well, how was I not safe? How was I not safe when I entered her room? And it's usually because I have an agenda, I have an idea, I have something that I'm needing her to do so that I feel okay. So that becomes a question, and then I can go back into my daughter, which I did the other day. I think I talked about it yesterday, and I can say, whoa, it looks like you closed the door, and I'm just curious what that energy was that you didn't feel welcoming to. So just play with this today. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts or ideas on the page. If you listen to this one, I'd love to get a little more feedback on these. Again, I know I hear that you're enjoying them, but I would love if we could get some maybe conversations going around some of these, so we could kind of flesh out, oh, maybe I have an agenda, huh? I think I just put an agenda on all of you. That would be a request. I guess because of my curiosity, I'm very curious as to how all of this is affecting you, what's going on for you, just like what comes up when you listen to these. I feel a little bit in a vacuum over here since we're not talking like on our calls. So I would love to know, and I will own that that's part of my agenda. So no requirement that you actually give me feedback, but if you would like to let me know and fulfill my curiosity of how you're doing, that would be lovely. All right, sweethearts, have a great day. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. Check out the free foundational course and learn the Safe Seat process at purejoyparenting.com, where you'll find information on joining a Pure Joy care group, as well as all the other Pure Joy offerings.